Today's recipe, pineapple Kalakand, just has 3 ingredients, and I'm going to show you step by step how simple it is to make this recipe. This classic Indian dessert with the twist of fresh pineapple is absolutely going to delight you. I've included a link to the recipe in the description below, so please make sure to check it out. Let's make pineapple Kalakand today together on Glutensure. My pineapple Kalakand recipe just uses the core ingredients milk, pineapple and sugar. First off, we take a heavy pan. I'm adding in whole milk. I'll be bringing this milk to a boil. This is about 1 liter of milk, which I'm looking to curdle and make into soft chena. So for curdling the milk, I'm using white vinegar diluted with water. I'll be adding this diluted white vinegar as the milk comes to a boil. Once I start seeing that the milk solids have separated and the water has turned greenish, I'll just transfer all of the contents onto a strainer which is lined with a muslin cloth. What I'm looking for is to kind of get rid of all of the excess water and have my nice smooth chena. So once I've transferred it over this muslin cloth, I'll wrap it nicely and take out all of the excess water and let it stand over the strainer for about 10 minutes. As my chena is resting, I'll get started on sauteing my pineapple. So for sauteing pineapple, I'm using a little pan with just about a teaspoon of ghee. After sauteing it for 30 seconds, I'm adding in sugar. I added about a tablespoon and a half of sugar because my pineapple is quite sweet. And now I'm letting it cook for about 5 minutes. As my pineapple is cooking, I'll get started on thickening the milk for my Kalakand. So for that, in a heavy bottomed pan, I'm again starting off by adding a little bit of water, and now I'm adding in half a liter of milk. I'm using whole milk because I'm looking for a nice creamy texture in my Kalakand. As the milk comes to a rolling boil, I'll start adding a little bit of the milk powder. So in total, I'm using half a cup of milk powder, but I'll be adding it in batches. I'm also adding in about a tablespoon and a half of sugar. I don't want my Kalakand to be excessively sweet, but you can adjust the level of sweetness according to your liking. For sugar as well, I'm not adding all of the sugar at once, but I'm adding it in batches. And once my milk has thickened enough, as you can see, it's nice and thick. At this stage, I'm ready to add in my chena. Before adding the chena, I want to make sure that the chena has no lumps. So I'm just using a vegetable masher to uniformly mash the chena and getting rid of any of the large lumps in it. Now my chena has a nice uniform texture, and I'll be adding it to my thickened milk. Again, I'm not adding all of the chena at once, but in batches. So a little at a time, and then I blend it in completely before adding in the second batch. In this process, I want to make sure that the mixture doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan, and I'm continuously stirring it. To help me with this process, I'm also adding in a teaspoon of ghee. As you see, the mixture is nicely thickened and has a very uniform consistency. At this stage, I'll turn off the heat, and now I'm ready to add in my prepared pineapple. I'm mixing it in thoroughly so that it gets uniformly distributed throughout the Kalakand. I've prepped up a container lined with ghee so that it helps in taking out my Kalakand pieces once they are set. So I'm now transferring in all of the mixture into this prepared container. I'm adding in both the silver leaf as well as the chopped pistachios for that signature store-bought look. Now I'm ready to cut the Kalakand pieces. You see how nicely the knife goes through because the Kalakand is nice and soft, yet it has that grainy signature texture, and you can see the pineapple pieces peeking out throughout the texture. I hope you enjoyed this recipe and learned how simple it is to make pineapple Kalakand. With this recipe, you will be able to make 450 grams of this delightful dessert, and entertaining will be a breeze. I absolutely love seeing your lovely comments and likes on the videos that I've been posting. So please keep them coming. Please share this recipe with your friends and family. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching.